Hey guys, welcome back. This is History of Futurama Season 3, Episode, 5 of my show, which is also going to be about Episode 5. Now, Episode 5 is known as Amazon Women in the Mood. Now, before I start talking about it, since I'm on Episode 5, the reason as I said yesterday when I did my previous video, I'm going to be doing multiple videos this week from Thursday up until Monday because of the fact it's a long weekend this weekend and stuff. But it's still going to be one video at a time, of course. So this is going to be the video I do for today, and then the next video is going to be for Saturday, and then Sunday, and then and I probably won't do any videos on Monday because it's Thanksgiving Day, but I will probably do a video the day after Thanksgiving on the Tuesday afterward. I just wanted to get that out of the way before I actually started. But anyway, so expect at least maybe 2 more videos to be out for the weekend and stuff. And then the next video after the next 2 on Saturday and Sunday will be out the day after Monday. I just wanted to get that out of the way. But anyway, now getting into it. This is History of Futurama Season 3, Episode 5 of my show, which is also going to be about Episode 5. And Episode 5 is known as Amazon Women in the Mood. And basically, the way this episode first starts off is Amy gets this phone call from someone, and she answers the phone, but when she answers it, the person that she's talking to on the phone isn't actually talking, he's just breathing nervously and stuff, and the person hangs up. Now the person that was, and then she starts to get a little annoyed by that, and they're wondering why she's gotten annoyed, and she explains that someone has been calling her and then hanging up unexpectedly. Calling her and hanging up unexpectedly for the past while and stuff, and she doesn't know who it is. But the one that who's doing it is actually the character that she met back in the first episode of Season 2, which is Kip. And then basically what happens is after Kip hangs up a second time on the phone and stuff, he goes to Zap to talk to him because he's got some nerves to work out, and then he explains how he met Amy, and then basically he said that he's been trying to work up the courage to call her and stuff, but every time he does call her, he gets so nervous he hangs up afterward and stuff. And when in the flashback, he was referencing the first episode of Season 2 that I did, which was the one where they were on that spaceship that was based off, which was in that episode that was sort of based off of the Titanic movie, except it was a space cruiser with the same name, but you get what I mean. But anyway, but then when Zeb sees that the woman that Kip loves knows Leela, he devises a plan in order to get Kip in order to meet Amy by having them do a sort of double date. So he calls Leela, and then they arrange to have a date, but then after some arguments, they settle on it being like a half date, and then basically what happens is after that Zap said that because of that, they'll out for half of dinner and the first half of a movie, and then basically. But the funny thing is, when they do, Kif is still nervous, and basically, Zap is using it as an opportunity to try and then basically, Kif accidentally reads these sort of inappropriate love messages, things that to Amy during the date that Zap had him read. And during the date, what happens is Leela and Amy get so disgusted by it that they leave, and then basically Leela says that this half date is officially over, and they decide to leave. And then basically, when they go in the ships, what happens is they manage to crash on this planet. By them, I mean Zap. The entire crew of the Planet Express crew that's at the time, which is Fry, Bender, Leela, and Amy, as well as Kif and Zap, they crash land on this planet that's basically full of Amazon-like women, and then basically they get captured, and then after they get captured, they're wondering, the Amazon people of the planet are basically wondering what they should do with them, and then basically one of the Amazon women, who is Ornick, mentions that they should take them to their leader. Now, their leader is known to them as Femputer. Now, I'm going to explain about that. The thing that they think is an actual computer-based female creature is actually... it's kind of funny because... Oh my god, because Bender's going to find out who the Femputer really is. Now, since I brought up Bender's part for this episode, I feel I should just mention it. The Femputer is actually just a fembot disguised as a big computer and stuff, and then basically, so that's one of the, because that's one of the tropes that's in a lot of TV shows and stuff like that, where a character pretends to be something that they are, and it turns out they're something that they aren't. Like, I can provide some examples of that before I continue. Some examples of that are basically, the Being Ian animated cartoon. That's that one about that kid that wants to be a filmmaker and stuff, and in every episode of the series, I know I'm talking about a different series here when I bring this up, but I figured I should just mention it because it has something similar to it. Anyway, in every episode of the series, there's segments of the episode that play like a movie scene and stuff. And there's one episode in that series where they find that his dad's piano shop supposedly is haunted because of the character known as Oddball, who is an employee there that lives there, because he thinks that he put a Dutch curse on them, on the place, and that's why they can't make the business. But it just turns out to be a ruse by a sandwich shop owner competitor to get him to sell and stuff. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to start talking about another show. Get off topic with that, but I just thought I'd bring it up since I've seen this happen in a lot of TV shows, and I'm sure a lot of people have as well. But anyway, after they bring the men to the computer, basically, they release Amy and Leela because they're females, but they keep Kif, Zap, and Fry in chains The reason why Bender's not in change is he's gotten out at this point. Now, the reason why he's gotten out is because he inadvertently finds out the true identity of the computer, which I'll explain later when I get to that part. I just wanted to bring it up again since I mentioned Bender. And then basically, the computer tells them to give her a few minutes while she deliberates their punishment. And then after a little while, the computer comes back and says that she sentences them to a fate known as, and I quote, snoo snoo, which is basically essentially crushed pelvises, which is nasty. And then basically what happens is the Amazon women have to take turns crushing the pelvises, and then basically but as they're bringing them to the chambers to where they get snooed, Kip tries to explain to Amy that he was the one calling and hanging up because he was so nervous to talk to her and stuff, and he didn't mean to say any of the stuff that he said at the it was all because of Zeb, because Zeb gave him the notes to read, and then basically when Amy hears that, she disguises herself as one of them to sort of set Kip free, and then basically what happens is after that Leela is trying to persuade the computer not to keep crushing their pelvises, and that leads into the point where Bender finds out that the computer is, when he sees that it's actually a female robot, he's like, "You're no computer, you're a fembot." And then the fembot explains about how it's difficult being a fembot and stuff on her because and she uses it as a way of saying, "Have you any idea what it's like being a fembot in a man-bot's computer's world?" Which is basically her way of saying woman in a man's world kind of thing. And then basically she and Bender make love, which causes her computer version to start acting weird, and then they manage to leave the planet afterward, and then basically what happens is when they're back on Earth, the others are astounded by the adventure that those three had to go through. And then basically Leela explains that who would have guessed that the society could have been resolved if when a man-bot and a fembot realized they loved each other. And Bender says, yeah, and then he said that if she called, he's not here. And then basically Fry and Zephyr getting happy about that because they're doing, which is basically having their pelvises crushed. And that's basically where this episode stops. So if you guys like this video when I post it, just please give this video the real best you guys can. And I will see you guys probably Saturday for the next video. And then the last video I'll do for this week will be on Sunday. Well, the last video I'll do for the weekend will be on Sunday, and then I'll do a video on Tuesday, the day after Thanksgiving. So until tomorrow, guys, just please give this video the real best you guys can, and like I always tell you with this series, fun on a bun!